I can't be canceled, there's no way that you can stop me. I'm fully independent, there's no label who can drop me. Y'all been starting rumors, let me help you with some. Yeah.
I'm a racist, I'm a sexist, I'm in love with Donald Trump.
Y'all can't cancel me, my life is scandal free. There ain't no sponsors taking losses cause the brand is me. My hands are clean, my family and my fans agree. Y'all can't cancel me for facts because you're mad and weak. Go ahead and tell the world I'm ugly and racist. I braid my hair and I don't care about cultural appropriation. I lived in the ghetto, lived in South Central, there's no Caucasians. And still I loved every single one of my neighbors. How's a man say I'm clickbait if he gonna use this face to get clicks on his page? Y'all hypocrites are bitch made. But I ain't tripping about these bullies, it ain't 6th grade. Go ahead and diss me trying to sell a couple mixtapes. I'm not afraid, take my face and my name, paste it on the front page. I'm already famous and you'll never change it by hating or claiming you'll take it away. My grind wicked, write my rhymes different. You could try to quantify defying limits as a dying gimmick and denying winning. This is pure fire, this ain't white privilege. I do what I want, get all the Gucci and Louis Vuitton out of my closet, out of my crib, I do not want it. That is for kids, that is for rappers who ask you to produce their beats for free, pretending online like they rich. I am not playing it safe, I said what I said, it is what it is.
I don't care if you mad at me, okay? Go ahead and change the channel. Don't waste your time trying to cancel me, okay? They love me cause they know that I'm an asshole. Say what you want, I guess it is what it is. Haters can talk, but they can't cancel the kid. Go ahead and go off, try and say this is it. But I swear to God, you can't cancel the kid.
Everybody knows my name, from local folks to global fame. I'm vocal about the social justice movements. I expose the fakes, turn rappers into ghosts and graves. Make no mistake, they bones will break. I'll throw them in the wolf enclosure, slowly turn and close the cage. Acres full of sheep, you know that I'm the only goat. I'm great, they spoke my name to mostly hate. I don't complain, I'm woke, I wait. A total focus soldier, wrote the art of war, know every page. I'm numb to all the dumbness, smoke tobacco laced with Novocaine. I won't behave, I stoke the flames. I'll choke their throats with golden chains. Use vocal cords as skipping ropes and jump till I am soaked in brains. From open plains to coastal waves to solar rays in open space. Can't find nobody doper unless you poke your veins and snort cocaine. Whoa, y'all can't cancel me. Just get mad that I'm the man until you smash the screen. Like whoa, I can handle heat. I walk through hell in open sandals drinking gasoline. Yeah, I could've been a star, could've had a mansion and a car and a Grammy album on the charts. I'm a savage, Randy with the bars. I don't rap about Xanax, goddamn it, can't cancel facts. We need answers, championing trash to the masses actually massively damages, yeah. Keep trying to cancel me, yeah. I own the masters, so yeah. I make the beats, I write the songs, I own the cameras, yeah. I could've been famous, dumb my music down till it's basic. Get it on the hottest Spotify playlist, modify my catalog and go mainstream, yeah.
I don't care if you mad at me, okay? Go ahead and change the channel. Don't waste your time trying to cancel me, okay? They love me cause they know that I'm an asshole. Say what you want, I guess it is what it is. Haters can talk, but they can't cancel the kid. Go ahead and go off, try and say this is it. But I swear to God, you can't cancel the kid.
I feel like all these rappers lately on a mission. They starting drama, they don't really want no problems, so they talk in whispers. Don't even start, no competition, y'all are finished. They say they feeling froggy, but I bet none of these frogs gon' rib it. They think I'm soft, but I promise y'all that I'm solid like a rock inside a Teflon box and dipped in carbon fiber liquid. I'm not religious, but I walk with Christians. If Jesus died for all my sins, he'd need 1,000,000 crosses tall as buildings. Y'all can't cancel me. I'm a god and you're the devil, stop attacking me. Like, whoa, nails in my hands and feet. Y'all some snakes, I don't need fruit from that apple tree. I ain't doing features or buying beats. I'm a wolf, I don't lie with sheep. I am what I am, and I can't hide my teeth. Way too many rumors, I'm like, who said it? Never met him, if he dissed me, probably about to drop a new record. I do what I want, don't matter if I get approval or not. Y'all ain't gonna cyberbully me or try to push on me until I'm becoming some dude who I'm not. Head full of ludicrous thoughts, producing the songs. My music is truth and you brutally shocked. I'm shooting my shot, I'm Biggie, I'm shady, I'm new school Pac. Go ahead and call me a piece of garbage, make a starving artist your primary target. I'm the largest monster in the farthest darkness, I'm a closet sharpened, I'm an army sergeant. If people wanna hate, then I'm grateful. It's only gonna make what I say less painful. Look at my face, embrace, I'm unstable. I ain't gonna break or shake or feel shameful.
I don't care if you mad at me, okay? Go ahead and change the channel. Don't waste your time trying to cancel me. what you want, I guess it is what it is. Haters can talk, but they can't cancel the kid. Go ahead and go on, try and say this is it, but I swear to God, you can't cancel the kid.
Hey, welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Laura, aka PURPLEXEDQT. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you like what you see tonight, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can donate one of three ways. You can donate to my Cash App, which my mods will be dropping all night. You can PayPal, which again, my mods will be dropping all night. You can definitely super chat, or you can buy a candle, which I don't know if you guys have noticed. I really haven't been around much anywhere lately, and I'm going to show you why. If you happen to watch one of my uploads or a video that's not live, I now have a store. My candle store is now connected to my YouTube channel. So I have to redo everything. And yeah, so I'm very excited, but the last 2 days I've been sitting in front of my computer for pretty much, I don't know, 15 hours a day, 16 hours a day, updating all the candles. And the funny thing is, on the website, on my store on YouTube, I figured, all right, let me do the store candles first. Well, every time I upload one, it disappears. Every time I change one that's on the thing, it disappears. So I'm like, oh my God, really? So every time I edit one, it goes away on the store and they put another one. So I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm just going down the list and updating everything. So I don't know if anyone does web design. This is not like an overnight thing. Like, this takes serious time because I have so many candles. So, and I have to get the pictures and I have to do everything. So this is like a painstaking task that's going to take me days of like 15, 16 hours a day. And I still have candles that I have to make and send out. So, and t-shirts, and just this week is going to be crazy, but it is the end of the month and I am falling short lately. So yeah, I will be live. You guys don't have to worry about that. But it's pretty crazy. So I'm so excited that YouTube finally gave me my storefront, though, that I checked it out before. For some reason, I thought you should be able to see it when I'm live, but for some reason, I'm not seeing it. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or what. but I don't see it on my live. So I don't know why it's not showing. Which is a good thing, though. I'm glad it's not showing right now. But, yeah. So it's just crazy. Hey, Jason. So let me say hi to everyone. All right, let me tell you what tonight's going to be a little different. So being in front of my computer, like I've watched a bunch of movies and, you know, listened to a bunch of stuff. I can't deal with all the drama going on. It's so fucking boring. And it's like, I feel like I'm in 2019 all over again. And just listening to these people, it's just the same shit over and over and over and over, and nothing ever changes. So I've been staying away from the drama. So I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I do know what's going on because I was listening. And I'm talking OG drama, not like QB, not all them. This is like real OG drama. And of course my name had to be brought up, but yeah, I really feel like it's 2019 again. It's lame, it's boring. If you guys know who I'm talking about, you'll know what I mean. And there's so many things I could say on it, but I won't because it's just not worth it and I don't want to be wrapped up in it. So we're just going to move along from it. But that's about all I've watched. I don't know anything that's going on anywhere else. And I know some of you guys know what live I'm talking about. And thank you, Tony. But I know you guys know what live I'm talking about. I mean, we were all listening to it. But it's just the same repetitive shit over and over and over. And it's boring as hell. So, and then I certainly don't want to hear about Summer Wells' crew. That shit drives me nuts. Because I'm so over it. So, I mean, I would love to find her, but I just, you know, everybody is just dragging and dragging and dragging and dragging. And then they're calling this one out and that one out. And look, I'm going to say the same thing that I said a long time ago. And I think I said it about Marissa. I think I did say it about Marissa. I don't remember. If you're a creator and you're talking about a case and you're getting 4, 5, 6, 700 people in your live, then obviously people want to hear about it. So all these other people that are, oh, well, this one's calling it out, and this one, not calling it out, because I know Tiffany's calling someone out, but she's in the same category with Justin. And what I mean by that is they're pulling big numbers in an audience talking about Summer Wells. So they're entitled, I mean, that's what their audience wants. So I'm not mad at either one of them. And I don't think either one of them are exploiting Summer Wells, because that's not what exploiting Summer Wells is. Exploiting Summer Wells are these channels that get 50 people in there or 60 people, and they're friends with this one, and they're friends with that one, and they're going to make this happen, and they're going to make that. That's exploiting. But what people don't realize is all the channels that are calling, quote unquote, that are calling these exploited, you know, people that are calling out Justin and Tiffany, you're exploiting by doing that. And I don't know why people don't grasp that concept. If you are constantly talking about a creator that is pulling in big numbers, hence Tiffany, Justin, they're pulling in the numbers that the audience wants. That's not exploiting. Especially Justin, who's still pulling in 1,000 people on a live talking about Summer Wells. That's not exploiting people. So that's just you trying to get his numbers. And then I've heard other people talk, like Ziggy exploits. I agree with that. And if Justin and or Tiffany want to call out Ziggy for quote unquote exploiting, that's different than some random stranger who's not in the community calling somebody out. Because then they're exploiting. And I don't get why people don't get that. And I don't know. To me personally, there's nothing exciting about fucking Ziggy to talk about, but that's just me. Hey, Lisa, but that's just me. So, but you know what I mean? I can't stand all this. Well, I'm going to call this one out. I'm going to call that one out. I'm going to call this one out. And then you have the clip channel that's calling out 9 different people. That's all they're doing is exploiting the same fucking content. So if what this one did was so bad, why are you replaying it? This shit makes no sense to me. Okay, I'm going to say this again. Maybe you missed it, Watering Hole. I don't know what you mean by Justin is amplifying Ziggy, but Justin is getting like 1,000 people in a live. So obviously his people want to hear about her. You know, I can see if I started talking about Summer Wells every day. All right, let's just start talking about Summer Wells every day. I never spoke about Summer Wells every day. You know, I spoke about it once in a blue moon. So when I hear people talk about, you know, if someone spoke about her every single day, then they're not going to stop. You know, then I hear other people talk about money that's made on Summer Wells. I never made money on Summer Wells. I never made shit on Summer Wells. Not everyone made a fortune on Summer Wells. It depends how often you covered her. But again, if people are paying for it and you're still making money on Summer Wells, then people are going to still talk about Summer Wells. Not everyone is logical. But it's really frustrating to me how many people want to say they're calling this one out. And I'm not referring to Tiffany or Justin. I'm talking about all these small clip channels, all these small creators who don't have a Summer Wells community. Like, very few have been with Summer Wells from the beginning. Chasing Truth has. Tiffany has. Justin has. Out of the creators that I listen to or I watch, those are the 3 that I would still watch. So if there's other bigger ones, like big ones, let me know. But that's pretty much the only ones that I refer to as that would still talk about Summer Wells, that, for lack of a better way to say this, I feel like have the right to still talk about Summer Wells, if that makes sense. But like I said, I just can't stand this. You know, I'm going to call them out and they need to be called out and blah, blah, blah. Nobody needs to be called out. Just sit down. And then you get 15 clip channels who all like the same creators and call out all the other creators. Bitches, sit the fuck down. I don't know what Ziggy is doing, to be honest. I honestly have no idea. I can't say that I know. I don't watch Ziggy at all. So I don't know what's going on with Ziggy. I don't care what's going on with Ziggy. Because I don't follow it. Ziggy is like dead to me. Like, she just doesn't matter. You know, I heard someone say last night that the boob crew had a fallout. The circle jerk-offs had a fallout, and one of them is a scammer. That just seems to be the thing, you know? But I don't see videos about it. Where's all the clip channels going after her? Where's all the clip channels showing it? Like, it's why I can't stand this community. I truly can't. I never followed the whole Ziggy Fred Hill shit. I never did. So that's like speaking Japanese to me. I could care less about any of them. But none of that has anything to do with Finding Summer. So it's pointless to me. Oh, I guess she didn't scam anyone. She lied to her friend. Yeah. I'm just saying, where's all the clip channels? Where's the clip channels calling it out? I don't see any clip channels calling it out. I don't see any of these boob crews calling it out. Like, just please. It's like embarrassing. Haven't noticing any yeah, TM's live now. She knows I'm just over that whole thing. All right. So here's where we're at. Dun, dun, dun. But again, let's just say congratulations, Laura. I now have a store on YouTube, so people can just buy candles right from my YouTube channel. And I'm so excited. because, you know, we went up a level. All right. And I'm glad that YouTube decided to do that. But again, I've seen people show their store on when they're live. I don't know why mine is not showing. That's kind of upsetting. But I'm glad it's not right now because that's a good thing. But I don't know if there's something extra I got to do. No, Crotch Goblin, nobody's been calling them out. I'm saying that I hear people talk about exploiting summer wells. And I'm saying they're not included in my rant about exploiting summer wells. That's what I'm saying. So, okay, so let's get into this video. I was watching Little Payday last night. And again, I was working on the website, so I agree, Snoopy. They're horrible. All these new clip channels are nothing more than QB followers that make clips of anyone that she doesn't like. It's ridiculous. So, okay. So I was working last night and I saw Little Payday was on. And I was like, cool, Little Payday, no drama. So they're playing this video. He kept stopping like every 5 seconds. It was annoying the shit out of me. So I went and watched it myself. And I want to know what you guys think of it. Do you believe it? Do you not believe it? Do you think it's real? I know some of you guys are into the paranormal, so I want to know what you guys think. Hold on.
I've always believed in the afterlife. I've always known there were spirits among us, but never believed the living would encounter these spirit realms. To me, paranormal encounters were all hogwash, something made up for entertainment. I've heard people who talked about their encounters with spirits. When I heard their stories, my thoughts were, yeah, right. I would have to see or experience this for myself. I'd never believe this. Be careful what you think or say. Before you know it, you can face a life-changing.
Little Payday is my other adopted son. He is Creek Squad. If you look him up, Little Payday. He's like 14 or 13. He's awesome. He's funny as hell.
Encounter like I had. There's always been a lot of strange activity in this house, way before I even acknowledged the paranormal. When I finally accepted the fact that there was definitely paranormal activity going on in this house, I decided to go ahead and pick up a camera and start recording this. Now, the camera I had at the time was an old Motorola Android type cell camera, and that's this old camera right here. I had another camera that I used. This is this little old cheap digital camera. That's all I had to work with. A lot of the captures seem grainy, and it's kind of funny because I've seen a lot of comments on social media that people talk about I need to use a better camera when I'm doing these recordings, but
Now, mind you, the reason I'm playing this whole, like, with him talking and all, because I think it's important. Because he really addresses skeptics. He really addresses, you know, when people gave him feedback, like, no, that's not real. He answers, like, everything that you could be thinking, he addresses. So that's why I'm playing the whole thing through. The video is a couple of years old.
I found out that using cheaper equipment actually works better than high-tech equipment. A veteran paranormal investigator also mentioned this. This is what he had to say about it.
You're going to catch more evidence with cheaper equipment than the more expensive stuff. Just the way it's built, the higher end stuff wants to cancel out any kind of background noise, so you get better quality with things close up in audio. But in the spirit realm, they're in the background. So the cheap stuff, this is my opinion, has always caught way more than something that's more expensive, high end. It filters it out. you can't catch it.
Does that even kind of have anything to do with the video camera too?
I'd have to say, yeah, video too. So I've always used low-end equipment. It picks up everything. Cheaper stuff, for some reason, it catches more activity or more evidence than something that's high-end. You get better maybe quality with the visual part, but the spirits are in the background, you know, and they're speaking, and you're not going to get it.
Right.
With these high-end cameras.
Sometimes when I take these still shots, what I do is I hold the camera up and I just leave my finger on the screen and it'll take multiple shots automatically. And I'm moving around the house. That's why some of these shots are kind of blurry looking. But while I'm just moving around and holding my finger.
Kurt, I don't know if you were in Paydays when I was in there last night, but he had said he was like really getting scared. So I said, "Don't worry, Payday. We don't have ghosts like that in Alabama." He's like fuck, we don't. He was like he was getting nervous.
On the camera, I'm just walking through the house to see what I can capture. Sometimes out of 200 pictures, I might get one good capture. Maybe 100 pictures, you might see something. But I think still shots are unique because it picks up things that your regular video cameras don't pick up.
Okay, now here's my first thing. First of all, as we know from Kylie Rodney case and many other cases, you can see what you want in a window. You can see eyes in a window. You can see a mouth in a window. You can see a lot of stuff in a window that you think is there that's not real. So that's my first thing.
First 3 months, I went all gung-ho doing investigations here in the house, getting video shots, capturing disembodied voices, EVPs, and twice paranormal investigators came to the house and they captured evidence. But after 3 months went by, on numerous occasions, I wasn't capturing nothing. It's just like everything stopped. And I just got so aggravated, I said, if you're real, and if this activity is real, you need to prove it to me this is real, or I'm just not going to bother doing this anymore. And that day when I said that, I started recording, walking through the house, and that's when I captured the first strange anomaly in the bedroom window. And when I saw that, I knew right then and there that, okay, this stuff is definitely real. Well, noise is coming from upstairs. Hello? Oh, fuck! Hello? Oh, fuck! With this being the first anomaly that I witnessed here.
Okay, now for my believers, all right? When we die, allegedly, we are just a ball of energy. So tell me how a ball of energy speaks. Tell me how a ball of energy can formulate words. Tell me how a ball of energy has the power to scare someone, see someone, anything. Because I thought when we die, we just die and our body stays wherever and our soul, which is just a ball of energy, goes to heaven or goes wherever. You need a brain in order to speak. You have to have a brain in order to speak, because that's what makes you speak. So tell me how these ghosts are formulating words, or saying any words, because you don't have a mouth. If you're just a ball of energy, you don't have a mouth, and you don't have brain wiring to make that speaking happen. So like I said, I'm taking a very skeptical view on this, but these are my questions, and I'll be happy to drop a link if anyone wants to discuss it. But these are my questions, because you can't have it both ways. Either we die or we don't, and we become ghosts, or we're not. Lots of people speak on panels when that's true too, Irish Gal. Good point. Irish Gal says, Laura, you know that's not true. Lots of people speak on panels with no brain.
Here at the Lamb House, what really scared me about this encounter, whatever this was in the window, its arm was moving up and down really fast.
Okay. Now he's saying this is a ghost. I don't believe it, and I'll tell you why. If you look at if you look at the side of his pocket, it's material. It's not, and you could see a shadow of an arm and stuff. A ghost wouldn't have a shadow like this. And a ghost would be clearer. It wouldn't be as materialistic as this is.
As if it was waiting for me to leave the room. This was quite startling. After viewing the recordings, what really got my attention, it looked like a child was hanging off the front of this anomaly. I knew I've seen this child somewhere before.
Okay. Now, these arms don't look like arms. Not even for a ghost. But why would a ghost have clothes on? That's the other thing. Why would a ghost be wearing clothes? And I don't see this child that's hanging off his arms. I just don't see it. People don't have a voice box. People who don't have a voice box can use a device. Yeah, but so you actually need vocal cords. That's what I'm saying. I heard a lot say you see shadowy figures. And I can deal with the shadowy figures thing. But what I can't deal with is this ghost is wearing a full set of clothes. Well, where'd he get clothes from? Like, these are things that I wonder. That makes me skeptical.
I knew I've seen this child somewhere before. I went through my file pictures, and what I found was an apparition of a child standing.
Okay, now right here, I see a child's face. But, I mean, don't laugh at me. To me, it looks like somewhere else. Honestly. This right here, let me make it bigger. Hold on. This right here, to me, looks like somewhere else. I swear to you. But I see eyes, nose, mouth, smiling mouth. Like, I totally see a child. But then again, over here, I see a dinosaur. I mean, you can turn anything into something. Up here, I see another face. Like you, and when it comes to glass, you can see 1,000 things. Child's face above the branch, which is this. See, I see a face, I see a clearer face right here. And then I see another one right here. Here's a half face of an eye, a nose, a mouth, and chubby cheeks. I mean, I could see like 3 different faces, literally. One here, and one here. No joke. You see this?
standing outside the front porch window, just looking at me, and they look like the same child to me. This is not the first time a child has been captured on still shots here at the Lamb House. What looked like the face of a young child looking out the mudroom door window.
Okay, now this, I don't see this as a young child. I see a mustache, lips, and blackened eyes. I definitely don't see a child at all. I don't know where they see a child in this. I easily see a grown man with a goatee and his lips right here, and this is a mustache and nostrils and a nose and blackened eyes. I see it as clear as day.
No, this was captured before I even believed in the paranormal. After I started Ghosts of Carmel, Maine, my son went through his pictures. He found this and sent this to me. From that time forward in this house, the activity began to get pretty powerful. And as time went by, it was getting more and more powerful. I was getting a lot more captures of disembodied voices, EVPs, and I saw a lot of strange anomalies of things that just didn't make sense. When I encountered this
Okay, like I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but that looked like somebody backed away from the window. But who's to say that somebody wasn't in the house?
to get pretty powerful. And as time went by, it was getting more and more powerful. I was getting a lot more captures of disembodied voices, EVPs, and I saw a lot of strange anomalies of things that just didn't make sense.
Right there. If you watch that white mask or whatever, it pulls away from the window. And it's pretty clear that it pulls away. But I'm just curious, maybe that was somebody in the house. Like they never said nobody wasn't in the house.
When I encountered this paranormal activity at this house, the first few months I spent a lot of time taking still shots and walking around the house getting video captures of strange activity that took place here in the house. I didn't always capture activity. Maybe out of 100 pictures I'd get an amazing capture. I have seen a lot of things in still shots and video recordings that didn't make sense. And I also saw a lot of things that were just beyond amazing.
Now, why would it go stop at the window? You know, nothing else is like blurry like that. I mean, it is, but with that kind of camera, my only question is, how come this is not fuzzy and this is? How come this is not fuzzy, but all this is? Like, these are questions that I have to prove that why I don't believe in it. This is not fuzzy. Why is this and this side not fuzzy? But this is completely fuzzy. Think about it. Which would make this fuzzy until it got to that side. Now, if you look right here, that could be eyes. There's just so many things. But I am really curious why this half is fuzzy and this half isn't.
Sometimes you'd see this activity in real time. Sometimes you don't even realize you captured something until you view your recording or look at your still shots. But there is one encounter that captured the attention of a lot of people. And that's the encounter of Shadow Dude. One night I was out on the porch and I noticed something strange in the window. So I picked up my cell phone camera, hit record, and it looked like two faces were in the window. I'm thinking, wow. In one of the faces you can actually see the mouth moving and the eyes blinking. That was an apparition to the left, and the one to the right just sat there and looked. And that was my first capture of the spirit that today we call Shadow Dude. Hello?
Like, I don't see what he's seeing. I don't see anyone's mouth open. See, in the crotch goblin, I think the opposite. I think he does seem very sincere. Now, Bonnie, I saw my grandfather when he died. You know, he was like, I guess on his way to heaven. I don't know. But, I mean, I spoke to him. He told me he wished me well. But I was sleeping, allegedly. So, I don't know. Just all these questions of what I have.
Hello? Hello?
Like, I don't see what he's seeing.
Two faces looking through the front door window. I go around to the front yard to see if I could capture whatever is in this window. And to my amazement, a shadow walks right down the steps. After this incident is when I called this apparition Shadow Dude. I didn't know what else to call him.
Now, my skepticism on that is, how is it possible that, like, they say that when you die, if you're trapped to a house, you can't, like, wander the whole area. So how was Shadow Guy allowed to leave the house? That's my other skepticism.
From that time forward, I'm out on the porch and I see the face come up to the front door window and he's posing. He just stands there and he's looking at me, and then he starts smiling, and it's like he's curious about me just as much as I'm curious about him. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I mean, an apparition's coming right up to my window, just standing there looking at me, staring and waving and just smiling. And so I started calling him Shadow Dude face to face. Shadow Dude, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Wish you can talk. Trying to say something? Shadow Dude, what's your name? Shadow Dude, I see you. The night I recorded this on the front porch, this was actually the clearest image I ever captured of Shadow Dude. I took a screenshot and you can see more.
Now, my feeling is that could be anything. I mean, that could be trees. That could be the way the trees are lined up. I mean, I know what he's seeing, but it could be anything. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not convinced that this is like a ghost.
more of the features on his face. This is the screenshot capture that was used on the Ghost of Carmel main logo.
Like, I really believe that's just a reflection. I don't believe like, what ghost has a mask on or has eyes that big? Like, I just don't believe it. Thank you.
The thing is, I've been staying home and eating.
I started taking a number of still shots of Shadow Dude outside the front door. I wanted to collect as much evidence on him as possible to try to find out who he is. Why is he here? It always seemed like he was willing to come up to the window and pose for a picture, smile for the video. This is one time I wish I could hear what he had to say if he could talk, but I never hear him talk. I never captured any EVPs of him, not that I knew of. While I was taking these still shots, I didn't see him anymore, and I stood up, took this picture. It actually looked like Shadow Dude is floating in midair. At this moment, I kind of questioned what kind of spirit was he. Was he humanoid or was he demonic? At this point, I wasn't sure. This picture from 1906 has Lamb House in the background to the left. After hearing the story about a midget that lived in the village of Carmel, and that this person was also mentally challenged, he would go up to people's windows, tap on the windows and wave at people and smile and move on. He didn't talk. I've always wondered, after I saw this picture, is it possible this could be Shadow Dude? Some viewers said that that was a fire hydrant in this picture, however that's not true. Up to this day, the town of Carmel has no fire hydrants throughout the town. As time is going by, I'm capturing a lot of strange anomalies up in the bedroom. And even at nighttime while watching TV, trying to go to sleep, you would see shadow movements through the bedroom. And I started thinking, okay, this is getting a little bit creepy. You'd hear some knock sounds, disembodied voices. But one time while I was watching TV, there was a shadow that moved right in front of the TV. It wasn't a dark shadow, but it was dark enough to where you could see it cross in front of the TV screen. The next day, I'm recording in the house, doing investigations, and while I'm walking through the house, I hear these strange sounds, and I hear movement throughout the house. And I've already captured an apparition jumping out the window once before, but on this day I turned around and there was something, a strange anomaly in the window. It was just sitting there in the window and it looked like it was moving. I ducked behind around the doorway, not knowing what was going to happen, and that thing took off from the window and went under the bed. Okay, there he is, in the window again. Went under the bed. After I viewed the video.
Now, I do not believe this for 1 second. I'm with the audience that he speaks of. I'm not buying that. It made too much noise. Ghosts don't make noise, nor do they have to fly through a window. So let me know. He's going to play it a bunch of times. Let me know what you guys think.
Video from this encounter. What I saw in the video looked nothing like what I saw in real time. In real time, it looked like another small shadow apparition sitting in the window. I've captured this 2 times before. One of the captures actually looked like a small apparition jumping from the window. After looking over the video from this capture, I had no idea what this was. To me, it looked like some kind of animal jumping from the window. In fact, people went to social media and said that that was my cat jumping out the window. But this apparition figure was way too large to be my cat. When I saw that capture, in the video, I wasn't even saying this was paranormal. I had no idea what this was. Some people said, okay, that was Kent's cat in the window, but that's way too big to be a cat. But I was very curious what that was. And a lot of people said that that was fake, but I will get to that at the end of this video. We will talk about what people say on social media about certain captures here. That will be at the very end of this video. After a little bit of time went by, maybe a month or two, Adam was getting ready to come over one night. We were going to do a paranormal investigation together. There was people downstairs in the house. Family came over to visit. But I wanted to see what the spirits would say about Adam coming over. So I'm walking through the bedroom and saying Adam's coming over. And I'm quietly trying to record this. And then that's when this happened. Adam's coming over tonight. We're going to do a complete walkthrough. Hope you guys say something or do something. Oh my God! No! Oh. I viewed this recording closely, and once again I noticed this apparition has a gray face and a head. I don't believe this is a shadow apparition at this point. However, I don't know if this is Shadow Dude either. At this point, I have no idea what kind of spirit I'm dealing with here. It doesn't attack, but it's extremely frightening when you encounter this. Okay, that was a weird noise, and I know damn well I saw a shadow thing standing right there. I know, damn it. See? I can't be too loud because there's people downstairs, and I don't want them to know what's going on up here. A few weeks later, as I'm doing an investigation in the house, I didn't see this at the time, but the same apparition that was on the bed was actually popping out from behind the hutch in the wall. When I saw this on the recording, I thought this was pretty creepy that it could be sitting there and I didn't even see it. The hutch stands away from the wall only about 1.5 inches. I thought it was strange how an apparition such as this can be peeking out through 1.5 inches. Or was he coming out through the wall? On another occasion, when I walked into the bedroom, I do believe it was possibly Shadow Dude just sitting there on the bed. Is anybody in here? I went downstairs and listened to the recording and heard the EVP captured. While I'm downstairs listening to this, I hear more sounds coming from the bedroom. Hello? Hello? Let's check this out real quick. Anyway, that EVP said, I hate you. And I'm thinking about going ahead and doing some more screenshots on me to show people that that's not me doing the EVP sound. Oh my! I examined this encounter closely. While trying to get a clear screenshot of this encounter, I did notice one thing about this encounter. Once again, this was an apparition with a gray head. Also, the head was deformed. I started questioning, is this Shadow Dude or is this something else? This didn't look right to me. People have asked me And I've seen comments on social media that they can't understand why I don't stand there and get video of an apparition. Just hold the shot. I can tell you right now, unless you encounter these, unless you experience this, you have no clue how scary this is. When you see something standing there that does not belong in our realm, it is quite frightening. And your first instinct is to get out of the way. Run. Get away from it. I just heard some talking.
Stoned, as soon as I finished chewing on my peanut, I was going to ask the exact same thing. Who the fuck is Sally?
Hello? Are you talking? What the hell is that noise? Son of a bitch! This was without a doubt one of the most scariest encounters I ever had, mainly because this was unexpected. That this apparition and I were standing face to face. After closely reviewing this recording, I knew this was not a shadow apparition, but I also noticed this apparition also had a fearful look on its face. I couldn't help but to wonder, was he just as startled as I was? Is it possible these apparitions appear by accident? Is it possible during that moment they do not realize they've phased into our realm? Son of a bitch! It's almost nearly impossible to hold a still shot on something like this when you're overcome with fear. And I'm not going to deny the fact, yes, I do get scared. This stuff is quite frightening. Bye. Oh my God! This strange anomaly was levitating in midair. While levitating, it was also moving up and down, as if it was coming after me. It's bad enough people come into this house and are completely, totally amazed and shocked over the disembodied voices, but people have seen apparitions in this house. They have seen the shadows move, and it was quite frightening. It freaked them out. October 2018, I was doing a paranormal investigation in the house. While I was downstairs trying to capture EVPs, at the top of the steps appeared to be an apparition looking over the rail. I don't know if this was shadow dude or something else. The apparition wasn't tall, however, it did have a grayish to silver face. Is there anybody in the house right now? To silver face.
Okay, I see someone's leg. I see a foot. I see something being held over them. Like, I don't know. Maybe I see things differently. But I think there's somebody in here. Because here's like the top of the head. That's not a head. It's like covered. And then you see this behind it. Like the dresser's behind it. So what's in front of it? That looks like someone hiding. No, it doesn't. He doesn't have a head. But I'm saying that's where a head would be. But there's definitely something here. I mean, you can see the outline of something. And then the dresser is behind it. But whatever this is very black. And it's very prominent. Well, I can't zoom in, but I can make this bigger. At first glance, it looks like that this is the dresser, but it's not. They're two different colors. This is black, but you can see like a leg right here. So to me, this looks like it's covering something. And it's much darker than any of the other furniture. Like something's just not right. but it's much darker than any other piece of furniture. Like this one's black too. This is black too. This is black, and it's still different. Yeah, like a blanket or something. Exactly. But it's much darker than anything else in the room, which tells me it may be photoshopped.
Is there anybody in the house right now?
And if you notice that mirror, there's a mirror right here. And you can almost see something in it. But there's a mirror that like is flashing.
It's just a silver face. Is there anybody in the house right now?
Right there. You see that flash? And then here you can see like an arm and a chest. I'm not buying it. I think it's bullshit.
I didn't see this dark figure at the top of the steps. What caught my attention is I thought I heard laughing coming from the bedroom. When I go up the steps and enter my bedroom, this is when I hear laughter, as if something was mocking me. There are times when you run into these apparitions, you will hear disembodied voices that go with them. Well, what the hell? As I'm doing a routine walk through the house, recording for one of the Ghosts of Carmel main videos, I did capture a lot of disembodied voices and EVPs on this day. When I get up to the top of the steps and turn around the corner, there's actually a shadow apparition sitting on the bed closest to the door. I had to go back to the recording to see what happened. It literally flew across the top of the bed and disappeared into the wall. When I viewed this recording, I was quite shocked. I try to brighten this up as much as possible so you can see what happened. The hell was that? A lot of people need to realize that Shadow Dude is not a shadow apparition. And that's where some confusion had come in these Ghosts of Carmel main videos. They thought Shadow Dude is a shadow apparition, and he is a humanoid spirit, or maybe something more. All through these investigations, I've had a lot of encounters with shadow apparitions, and these are no doubt non-humanoid spirits, based on what my experience when encountering them. When doing paranormal investigations, when a number of spirits are asking for help, more than likely there are entities around that are non-humanoid. Some spirits have warned me that there is danger. They've told me to be careful and mention demons. There are times when doing investigations you will encounter dark spirits. What? What'd you say? Did you say murder Kent? Oh, I don't think so. Why I really dislike going down into this basement. Most of the encounters in this basement are not pleasant. They are more of dark in nature. This time when I go down in the basement, not only were their voices captured, but there is two other things captured that's quite frightening when you go back and look at the video. Anybody down there? What the hell was that? Edmund? Edmund? This is one of those moments when I saw this, I knew this was not normal. There is nothing obstructing the light from the window, and whatever this was, I knew I needed to get out of this basement. I knew whatever this was did not belong there. I didn't want to take any chances, so I got out of the basement. After viewing this recording, even more creepier than the shadow-looking image next to the wall, there is something I noticed that looked out of place while viewing this. And what I saw in this recording, I'm really glad I left that basement when I did. It's reasons like this is why I do not like going in this basement. Not only the strange sounds, the strange voices, but what you capture on video. I don't believe this is a case of pareidolia. I definitely believe this was something sinister down in the basement trying to hide where I couldn't see it.
And again, I disagree with that. Nobody's eye socket is this big. And there's no, I don't know if he thinks this is the head, if that's the body, but either way, nobody's eyes are that big. So I'm not buying it.
I spent a lot of money today.
Yeah, you did.
Look.
When doing these investigations, when viewing the recording, not only do you notice strange captures on video, but if you slow these down, you notice things will come up that do not belong there. A good example, A viewer watching Ghosts of Carmel, Maine captured this and took a screenshot of it, a demonic-looking face. I take a lot of still shots throughout the house. I capture more anomalies on still shot than what I capture from videotaping. Holy shit! Holy shit! Want to make noise out there while I'm in the bathroom and I can't do anything? I don't know what it is about being in this bathroom in the Lamb house and all hell breaks loose outside that bathroom door. While I was in this bathroom, outside the door, I could hear loud banging sounds and voices. After I get done in this bathroom, when I come out that door, watch carefully in the living room. In front of the TV looks like a dark apparition. A lot of questions came up. Is Shadow Dude the same entity captured inside this house? Is this the same entity that was out on the front porch looking through the window smiling at me? And the short answer to that is no. These are not all the same entity. One night I was doing an investigation. Looked like a seal. The anomaly out front looked like a miniature Tyrannosaurus. But what is this? What am I dealing with here? I started an investigation to determine how tall this anomaly is. I set a chair out front that's 3 foot in height, and the anomaly that was out in the front yard was approximately 3 foot in height, based on the distance from where I was standing to where I saw this out in the street. I also took measurements of the anomaly that jumped from the bedroom window under the bed. This measurement actually came out to 3 foot in height. And I also took measurements of the anomaly that was levitating. And once again, this anomaly came out to approximately 3 foot, maybe a little bigger. But they all had one thing in common. They all had the same shape, approximately the same height. But what is this? I started research trying to determine what anomaly I'm dealing with here. Has anyone on this earth ever seen anything like this before? And it turns out they have, in many different countries around the world. Many eyewitnesses around the world and through generations have witnessed something like this, where the entity can take on different forms of an animal. I have determined there's a really strong possibility I'm dealing with an imp. This sketch drawing here was done by a psychic. She drew her interpretation of what an imp looks like. An imp is a mythological being similar to a fairy or a demon, frequently described in folklore and superstition. But is this superstition? Even folklore tales start somewhere. Imps are often described as mischievous and as a lesser being rather than a more important supernatural being. The attendants of the devil are sometimes described as imps. They are usually described as lively and having small stature. But this mischievous part caught my attention because
Now, he brought up an interesting point. He said it's a mythical character. They're not real. It's like Santa Claus. He's mythical. It's not real.
Throughout the house, there has been a lot of strange things that took place, such as things moving around the house, things jumping out of the windows, levitating in midair, walking across the front yard, and one of my favorite shirts disappeared and I never saw it again. Oh, great. Now the mowing. What the hell? And it seems like there's been some confusion between an imp and Shadow Dude. October 2018, I was describing Shadow Dude as being 3 to 4 feet tall. The apparition of Shadow Dude is pretty short. I know that he's only between 3 to 4 feet tall. 3 to 4 feet tall. This was captured in one of the still shots. Something black sitting on the edge of the bed. It looks like it's stretched out, resting on the windowsill. If you look closely, this thing looks like it has spikes coming out of it. And this takes me back to another situation that happened not long ago down in the basement. While doing a paranormal investigation, a shadowy looking figure walked right in front of the camera. This too looked like it had spikes on it.
35 months, Kim. Woo woo.
Whoa, what the fuck was that? And what was really strange about this, a number of viewers have told me they thought they heard claw sounds across the basement.
Krista don't like this scary stuff. You know that.
Concrete floor. Could this have been an imp? Is this the same entity that jumps out the window levitating in midair and walking across the front yard? Talked for the longest time that explained how Shadow Dude never talked. And all these captures I've had, I never heard a disembodied voice or captured EVPs that I knew of. However, when I got this equipment in that was donated to me by veteran paranormal investigator Dave, I took these old clips and I ran them through the digital enhancer and slowed them down, and I did find out that Shadow Dude does talk. I just couldn't hear this without the proper equipment. How long have you been a paranormal investigator?
Approximately 14 years. Yeah, so your video came up on my YouTube, so I said, I'll check this out. I had my headphones on, and I could tell you definitely had a haunting at your house. I could hear the spirits, and actually, you couldn't hear them at the time, and they were just getting kind of aggravated because they were trying to, get your attention. But, I got to get hold of this guy. There's a lot of evidence that he's missing. I believe he just didn't have the right audio equipment. I'll slow someone's video down by like 75%. It's all different because spirits come in at different frequencies, so you have to kind of find the sweet spot. You definitely have to slow it down, and then you can make out what they're saying. Like sometimes it'll sound like a growl or a scream, but it's usually it's a spirit voice. They're trying to tell you something. So yeah, so I sent you some of my extra audio stuff in the mail, and ever since you received that and used it, it's changed everything. In a haunting, you're gonna get more in audio than video. People come in our reality.
Garage. There's somebody out there? Shadow dude, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Wish you can talk. Wish you can talk. Of the steps, I heard strange sound. It sounded like the shades in the window was moving, but I also thought I heard a voice. I turned record on my cell phone, and this is what happened. When I first saw this figure at the window, at first I thought somebody broke into the house and was trying to jump out the window to get away from me. But when I saw the strange head on this figure, this is when I knew this was something supernatural. This was so startling, I turned around and ran out of the room just as fast as I could go. Once again, this is another encounter of an apparition with a deformed-looking head. I have no doubt seen a number of amazing encounters. Just out on the front porch, I felt something soft go across. What happened on this day? Did an apparition just jump out the window for no reason? Or was there more going on than what we know? Is this the same entity I call Shadow Dude? Why does his head look so abnormal and large? Is this too also the same entity I call Shadow Dude? If it is, why is he trying to scare me? Why does he appear out of nowhere and simply just vanish? Due to a number of strange captures in this bedroom, I've always wondered what happened. Why are there so many different entities who show themselves and are fighting evil? They jump out the window to get away from me. Or are there things that happen that we're not aware of? Did this
Like that, for example, this is like full clothing. So this is where I have a hard time believing. That looks like a raincoat, jeans. Like, I understand, and he's wearing a mask. Like, I'm just not buying this at all. Ghosts don't need to jump out a window. They can go they can go right through the wall. They don't need to go to a window. That's why I'm just not buying any of this. I think this whole thing is a hoax.
conspiracy something going on? Was there danger coming? This is a very good possibility. Were demonic spirits lurking outside this window? Did this spirit knock them away from the window by jumping through the window, tackling them? Were these two small figures demonic imps? We may never fully understand what goes on in the spirit world. I can say the evidence captured would suggest it's highly likely good spirits protect us in ways we do not understand. Is Shadow Dude a good spirit protecting others? Is he aware of the dangers in the spirit realm? Is he human? An angel? Or is he demonic? I guess this all depends on what you believe within your faith. While doing a number of these investigations, many spirits warned me about dangers around me. I personally believe a lot of these angry humanoid spirits stay out in the garage. Sometimes they do wander in. No idea what this was. To me, it looked like some kind of animal jumping from the window. In fact, people went to social media and said that that was my cat jumping out the window. But this apparition figure was way too large to be my cat. Someone on social media actually believed that there is a string attached to a piece of material in the window. I took a screenshot of this encounter and ran this screenshot through different filters. These filters would show any type of string attached if this was true. You can see the AC cord hanging from the window. However, you do not see any strings, fishing lines, nothing attached to any type of material in the window.
Here's the other reason why I don't believe any of it, and I think the whole thing is fake. If you were really have this many shadow figures and everything else, take all the blinds off so everyone can see that the window is locked, and then have a figure like that jump through the window. I'd be a believer in 2 seconds. But the fact that he's got the curtains over it, it's blurry, you can't really see it. All he would have to do is take that off and show that it's locked. Because if you have a locked window, a cat's not getting through it. If you got a locked window, a ghost can get through it, but nothing else is getting through it. Even if it's 1 entity, 6 entities, 12 entities, doesn't matter. Keep the window open so we can see that it's locked. Because keeping the shades over it, it could be anything. I mean, that could be a cat that you jumped in that you fucked around with the footage. Same thing with that thing that came down, that balance or whatever that came down. That came down way too methodical. And that was very methodically taken down. That didn't seem like there was a ghost taking it down. We don't know if the window was open. I'm saying, though, it gave the appearance the window was open, but anything could have crawled through. It could have been a squirrel that you made bigger with a camera. So keep the window closed so we can see that the window is closed, because a ghost doesn't need a window open. A ghost can get through a closed window. So you don't need to keep it locked. I mean, you don't need to keep it open. Just keep it locked. Then I would be a believer. Now, I have another video for you that I'm not showing you, though, but I'm going to give you the link. How many of you are Delphi people? Because this video had to do with Delphi, about these paranormal people who gave some interesting facts about Delphi from 2 years ago. Crystal said they did get a lot right. He said they did get wrong, but they did get a lot right. Here's the link. There are different kind of hauntings. I agree. Yeah, I've never got into it. But that video that I played has oh, I closed it out. It's got like, a couple 100,000. You ever see a video where a remote is taken out of kids' hands? I 100% believe that one. Oh, I don't know. There's so many. There's tons. Tons, tons, tons. I saw a case today. This mother put her kid in a microwave. 28 days old. She burned her in a microwave for 2 minutes because she was drunk, and then went to the hospital. I can't imagine putting a fucking baby in a microwave. I was like, who puts a baby in a microwave? Yeah, the Delphi case is Delphi, Indiana. People are nuts, I agree. Yeah, Paris, forgot the last name. Yeah, let me pull up the case. I have it in my history. China Arnold. China Arnold. She literally had a fight with her baby daddy. Baby daddy said, yeah, the baby died. Baby daddy said that it wasn't his. And she microwaved the baby. 2 minutes in the microwave. And then brought him to the hospital. Brought her to the hospital the next day. Doctors really couldn't figure out what was going on. And, you know, they knew it had burned, but it wasn't like normal burns. It was like really weird burns. And she got away with it for a little while. And then another case where a mother microwaved a baby is what brought her down. So she got life without parole. And guess where she's from? Ohio. Went to Puerto Rico, Michigan, left her 1-year-old home. Oh, I know. But how do you put a baby in a microwave for 2 minutes? What do you think is going to happen? I don't know what's wrong with people. I could play a little something from it. I'll play this guy. This is one of the ones I watched.
The woman you see in the photograph before you is an individual by the name of China P. Arnold. From the photograph, it is hard to believe that the same woman has been convicted of murdering her own child. The manner in which China heartlessly took the life of her daughter Paris is deeply saddening and truly unsettling. China Arnold was born on March 29, 1980 in Dayton, Ohio, within the United States of America. There is not a lot of information readily available that provides insight into China's early life, upbringing or childhood. However, we do know that she first came to the attention of law enforcement in the year 2000 after she was convicted of abduction. This was China Arnold's first criminal charge, but not her last. 2 years later, in 2002, China was arrested once again and convicted for forgery. After landing herself with 2 criminal convictions, China presumably made a conscious effort to get her life back on the right track. In August of 2005, China was now 25 years old and was living with her boyfriend. China and her boyfriend Terrell Talley lived together in a housing complex with their 28-day-old daughter Paris. Everything so far about the small family's life appears to be in check, although what happens next is deeply gruesome. China and Terrell had an argument one afternoon, and the dispute went into the late hours of the evening. The argument was over the daughter Paris's paternity. It is worth noting that both China and Terrell were going through a difficult period in their relationship. Terrell had reportedly denied that he was Paris's father. However, this claim was later rectified after DNA results showed that Terrell was indeed Paris's biological father. In addition to denying to be the father of Paris, Terrell also went on to tell China that he had been unfaithful to her. Terrell told China he had slept with another neighbour from the same housing complex. Obviously, Terrell's confessions hurt China, but nobody could have imagined what was about to happen next. China became infuriated and placed her 1-month-old daughter in the microwave when she was intoxicated. This ungodly act actually took place, and China turned the microwave on for more than 2 minutes while her daughter Paris was inside. Paris Talley died right there from the internal heat injuries. However, China chose not to bring her own child to the hospital until the next day. The innocent baby's remains had visible burn marks on the skin. She was officially pronounced dead by hospital staff, who then informed the authorities, as they knew something was off with China Arnold and her story about her daughter Paris. The police quickly arrested China and brought her into custody. China Arnold was questioned by detectives, but was then released due to a lack of evidence for a potential conviction. Thankfully, however, the police continued their investigation behind the scenes and rearrested China Arnold in November of 2006. When China Arnold was awaiting trial in jail, she then started a relationship with her female cellmate, a woman by the name of Linda Williams. The two formed a close bond with one another behind bars, and China confided in Linda Williams. China told Linda that she had killed her own daughter Paris and confessed to placing her in the microwave. Linda Williams would then later prove to be a key witness in China's trial and would go on to testify against her. The path to bringing China Arnold to justice was not a straightforward one. The first trial of China Arnold was scheduled to take place in February of 2008. In the trial's early stages, another son of Terrell Talley, the boyfriend, told his father that he had in fact tried to save Paris from dying after she had been put in the microwave by another kid from the neighborhood. After this story came to the attention of the judge, he immediately declared a mistrial. China Arnold found herself back in the courtroom, however, a few months later. The earlier story about a neighborhood boy being responsible for Paris Talley's murder had now been proven false. China was then convicted of aggravated murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole in September of 2008. Remarkably, however, in November of 2010, the District Court of Appeals reversed the conviction due to prosecutorial misconduct. It was noted that material witnesses were not allowed to testify in China Arnold's defense. The third and final trial of China Arnold began in 2011. As of today, China Arnold remains in prison. There are truly no words to describe this case and the story behind it. Paris Talley had her life taken from her before she was actually given a chance to live it. I would like to send my deepest sympathies and condolences to anyone affected by the crimes of China Arnold, and may Paris Talley rest in peace.
Isn't that horrible? Like, how the fuck do you put your baby in a microwave? Damn, that's some harsh, cold shit. Like, that's... I don't believe she did it accidentally. I think she was pissed at the ex, and that was an easy way to kill her kid. She didn't bring him to the doctor for 24 hours. She knew what she was doing. I know, right, Zelda? That's what I said. I first heard it, I was like, oh my God. The baby was probably small. Or is a big microwave. Or she shoved her in there. Too bad I can't fit my kids in a microwave. What the hell? Could put them in the oven. Hog tie them into the oven. Right? Can you imagine? Put them on the barbecue. Make them eat less. Isn't that really sick, Kim? That's like one of the worst things I've ever heard. I don't know how I missed that case either, but that was like literally one of the worst things I've ever heard. Killing your baby by microwave. What a painful death. Because you literally burn from the inside. I mean, good thing the baby died pretty quick. But did she not hear the baby cry? Did she not wonder why the baby wasn't crying when she took her out of the microwave? She knew damn well what she was doing. A while back, a woman put a kid in the oven. But a microwave? A baby? At least in an oven, you burn from the outside in. But can you imagine a baby burning from the inside out? Ugh. That's what I'm saying, Kim. It's crazy. I actually just heard a story recently about a kid in a dryer, but he survived. I think he survived. I don't remember. So that's what I have for you guys tonight. Is my store showing up, or it only shows up on videos? Yeah. Is my store showing up? Nope, it's not showing up. Oh, did Dolly give, was Dolly good, or did he wimp out? Stoner, was Dolly good tonight, or did he wimp out? Oh, he just started? He wimped out. He just went live. Title says something. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, it's members only, too. He's got lots of soap behind him. So, all right, I'm going to get off, though. Dolly wimped out. All right, I'm going to get off, though. Did you ask your children if they have ever heard of DHEA? Well, I've heard of DHEA. I think so. Yeah, I'm not a member either. But I don't really talk anyway. So. But I don't know. There's nothing new in Summer Wells either. So I don't get his title. But. Yeah, you know, Sherry, I didn't think of that. Alright. But I'm going to get off. Dolly's live. It is members only, though. But I will see all you beautiful people tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. I have to go work on my store. And I got to get some candles wrapped to send out tomorrow. So, with that said, love you guys. I will see you guys later. Peace.